So I heard a quote. I was listening to mantras and I heard a quote. And I think it's just so simple but so beautiful. And there's so many quotes out there, but finding that quote that makes the needle move the most, or finding the thing that, like, instead of doing 100,000,001 different things, what's the one thing that I could do that would make the biggest difference? And the quote is this: every person can choose one of two pains or one of two burdens, either the pain or the burden of regret, or the pain and the burden of discipline. And the pain and burden of regret weighs a ton, where the pain of discipline doesn't weigh that much. And it's so simple. I look back 4 months ago in this relationship that really wasn't obviously serving me, and it was messy, and I didn't have my own discipline for what was important to me. Oh, we can sleep in. Oh, we can do that. Oh, we can do this pleasure thing. We can do this next pleasure thing. All while the burden of regret just builds and builds and builds. And it's so simple. Like, you've got to choose one. And it's interesting. I remember, I don't know, back when I was 16, 17, young, I already landed on this specific thing. I was like, I want the moment on my deathbed to not regret. To not be like, I wish I worked harder. Oh, I wish I could have had that. Oh, I wish I... Do you know, like, we all, when we're born, want to be something. We want to be an actor, a singer, a dancer, a firefighter. We want to save people. We have these large, large visions. And then slowly, 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 slowly they die, until you're like, nah, that wasn't for me. And, oh, this is okay, I guess this job is good. And, like, it's good. They're doing a pay review and I got a pay increase of 5%. Oh, they gave me a bonus. I'm gonna get my I'm gonna buy myself a new speaker. I'm gonna buy myself a new car. And then you're sitting in that car like a donkey, driving to the same workplace and realizing that that's what you've sacrificed your life for. You've sacrificed your life for, like, little pleasures, which are just dopamine pleasures, serotonin pleasures, which make you feel something because everybody else seems to find that important. I remember the biggest, the thing that really broke me, because I was like, I did businesses, then I was like, now I'll go back to a job. I did businesses, didn't work, went back to a job. I did many different things, and then I kind of landed in a job where I was like, nah, like, this is good, like, paying very well. I was at the top of the company, 300-ish grand, 300 to 400 grand sort of a year, more money than I can ever spend. I bought a BMW 650i, okay? I think retail $180,000. In Australia, very expensive luxury cars. We have a huge tax on it. And I remember it was a very nice car, right? It was, I had many cars, but it was a very nice car. I liked it. And I arrived, and we were gonna have dinner with my grandparents and my parents, and we all stood in the car park, and they looked at the car and they're like, wow, wow, wow. They looked at the car, and I was like, look at this car, look at this car. And then they said, yep, you've made it. And it shattered me, because in my soul, what have I made? I've bought a piece of metal plastic with a badge on it that everybody else seems to think is really valuable and means you've made it. What about my soul? What about my spirit? I'll keep going to work and do what? And I remember that was like the beginning of the end, because it was just that is not what success is. That's not what freedom is. I keep harping on about this, but you're going to die one day. Life is for living. Like, look at what actually makes you truly happy. And what truly makes you happy is being with people, making a difference with people, creating things, and then be like, look, I created something, and then give it to the world. Look, I created something, and then give it to other people. Love other people, look after people, care about people, make a difference to people. If you've learned something, pass on that knowledge. That's what truly makes us all uniquely the same, because that's what true fulfillment and happiness is. People even have kids to be like, look, here, I've given you this. Speaking of which, I had a big breakthrough today. So if you've been following along, which you should be, I don't know why you're not. I released a big conversation that I was worried that my family still judges me, and that I was like worried that they'll disown me or that they won't like me if I do something wrong. And we've melted that away because I want to do what I want to do, right? And I know it seems old, but people really never get there. We always try and prove our parents a little bit or something, or maybe be like, no, you're wrong, and then prove them by being like, I'll prove you wrong, like weird ways, either prove you wrong or prove you right, or like, I'm not even like you. Weird, the whole thing is still revolving around that. So I unleashed all of that, and I am going to go to Melbourne to help out with family stuff. And they offered to help. They offered to, when I'm there, to pay for my food and just give me a car to ride and stuff. And it's not that I necessarily have monetarily any issues, but for them, that is the way that they're giving love. And up until this point, I have resisted any help at all, always. But today I recognize that for what it was, and that was like, hey, I've done all these things and I have money. Here, I'd love to give you a gift, and I'd love to love you, and I'd love to give you this gift. And I accepted graciously, and it made me feel only better. It made me feel supported. It made me feel like I'm not rejecting my family in a weird way. And it was just I received love. So I was able, if I'm giving love, I always give love. My learning curve now is to receive love. And that was a big issue in my ex-relationship, that bits of pieces, I couldn't receive love. Like, there was many things that she did that was really, really nice, and I couldn't receive it. And I thought, because I didn't love myself, and yes, I do need to love myself, but I just was like, no, I'm going to do everything on my own. But I want to love you. But that's not fair, because I'm trying to give love, but I'm like, you can't love me. I'm trying to give love, you can't love me. I'm trying to give love, you can't love me. That's horrible to be in a relationship with. I totally understand that. I'm actually realizing this live. That's horrific. That's shit. Yeah. So, new plan, I've just figured it out now, I guess, is receive love when people give. And I have been receiving more and more, like the help by talking to a lot of men while I was going through all this breakup stuff, and how supportive they were. That has made a huge difference. But I think I need to keep pulling the string, because if I believe that giving love is the number one thing in the world, and I'm trying to always give it, if other people are trying to give me love, I can't reject that, because if I'm rejecting that, that means that I am robbing them of the gift of what I find the most pleasure in, and that connects us all as human beings. Boom! Mental model number one. Love it. So that's the story. Regret or discipline? I choose discipline. It's not that hard at the end of the day. And it's actually really exciting. When you have the discipline and you're doing the stuff that you want to do, it's really fun, because all the stuff that you want to do just keeps improving, getting better, moving different, looks different, smells different every day, just because you show up every day. So the message is love deeply as always and show up for you today and receive love. I have an issue with that. I'm working on it. If you have an issue with that, do that. If you don't, keep receiving love. But make sure you give the love 50-50. But giving love is really good. Giving love is really good. But receiving love is cool as well. I'm going to do more of that. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'll see you tomorrow. Love you. Bye.